Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is Zach, coming at you with a live stream again. Not sure how long this one's going to last. I'm pretty sure the wife will be home soon, and then she'll be like, why are you live streaming? It's at night. You're supposed to do that during the day, or some nonsense. She's usually pretty good at giving me a hard time about live streaming, about doing stuff. That's what wives do. That's what girlfriends do, fiancés do. That's what better halves do, period. So anyway, how is everybody doing this fine evening? If you turned into the live stream earlier this morning, it was kind of a bust. Today was a complete cluster. Let me tell you, it was absolutely insane and just not good. Everything was just failing left and right, just one thing after another. Baby was giving me a hard time. Had to redo my Windows 10 computer, and now that's finally back up and running, which I'm super pumped up about. Not really, because I hate Windows. Yeah, those two things, Windows going bad, stupid Windows. Then I did the interview with Cherokee Boos from IT Pro TV, which started out really, really bad because the Mac, of all things, leave it to the Mac, it was not letting me record her audio. Just super lame. Turns out that was my fault. I finally figured out why it wasn't letting me do that. I found that out just now, actually about 10 minutes ago. But now it's all good. We're all gravy. They actually recorded the video and audio. They're sending that to me, but we got it all done. The recording's all done. We'll have that interview up, I don't know, soon. Whenever I get the video and audio from IT Pro TV, hopefully some point soon. So that's really exciting. So other than like those complete failures of the day, which really sucked, the day's much better now. But this live stream, which I'm super excited about, actually is from a comment that I got today on one of my videos. And hello to the people in the chat right now. How are you all doing today? But this, let me go back to, I don't want to cancel this. Don't do that. This comment was on the video that I posted like really early this morning, late last night. I am going to link it in here. I'll throw up a picture of the comment in here. I have no idea what you guys are saying in the chat right now, but I'm totally intrigued by that. So you guys can do whatever it is that you're doing there. Let me throw up this image real quick. This was the comment that started me down the path of this live stream. I was like, oh, I'm going to do a live stream about this. Or I was like, I'm going to do a video about this. And I was like, wait, no, I'll live stream this. Because I was all fired up about it. Here it is. Here's the comment. Yep. Insert. Here is the comment. Hopefully you guys can see that. We'll just put it right there. Perfect. So, you guys can read this comment from Hilo. It's on the last video that I did. And, yeah, that's an essay for sure. But, you know, there's lots of stuff there that they said. And it just led me to a couple different things. And one part here, it says, zoom up, can't see. Let me see. Oh, now I'm screwing things up. Hold on. I'll do that for you guys real quick here. You guys can read that. That's big enough. That's big. You guys can all read that. That's super huge. But there's this point right here. He says IT has one of the highest levels of staff turnover and high stress. Now, yeah, sure, high turnover. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I'll tell you why that's not a bad thing, why I don't see that as a bad thing, and why a lot of people, employers, etc., won't necessarily see that as a bad thing unless you're like, switching jobs every couple of months. Then that's bad. That's a bad turnover rate. But the average turnover of somebody who works in IT is between like 2 and 4 years. You're going to stay at an employer between 2 and 4 years, and then you're going to move on, advance. Sometimes if in those 2 and 4 years, if you're not advancing in that business, say you start out as help desk and you don't move to a technician, or you're a technician, you don't move up to like senior technician or a system administrator or something like that, you are going to move career or move jobs, so yeah, there's gonna be turnover there, right? It's not a bad thing. That's just part of the field. And I actually had a discussion much like this with my one of my bosses, and I was very unhappy, and I said, I can find a job anywhere. This isn't a big deal. If you're not going to move me up, I don't want to be here. And he's like, you've only been here for like a year, something another, whatever. And I don't remember exactly what he said, but I was like, the turnover rate in IT is between 2 and 4 years. And he said, says who? And I said, says the industry. And then I was a smart aleck and said, when's the last time you had somebody here that was here longer than, 4 or 5 years? Which he could only name one person. One person that had been there for longer than 5 years out of probably 6 or 7 people that had left in the last 5 years, because it just recycles. That's just the way that it goes. If jobs don't open up in a specific business, there's turnover because you want to move up. You want to advance your career. So turnover, yeah, there's going to be lots of turnover. And again, not necessarily a bad thing when you look at it that way. And a lot of employers won't necessarily look at it that way unless you're moving careers like, every couple months or something like that. But give me 1 second. I gotta go blow my nose. This is driving me nuts. So 1 second, hang on. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, levels of staff turnover, it's there, it's up there. It's not a big deal. Not a lot of people are going to care, again, unless you're changing jobs every couple of months. Then that's bad. That looks bad. That's terrible. Don't do that. High level of stress. Yeah, there's stress in every single job that's out there. I could not tell you a job that doesn't have stress. Even people who work at McDonald's are stressed out because it gets crazy there. I'm not picking on McDonald's for any specific reason, but every job has stress. That's just the way that it is. I don't know anybody that's going to necessarily be happy with their job. I don't know anybody who's going to not be stressed out with their job. So you're just trying to find a balance. That's it. It's part of life. The next thing was about outsourcing. They say IT is also very poor due to outsourcing and automation. Outsourcing exists in lots of places, not just IT, but IT outsourcing exists within this country, where IT jobs get outsourced within other IT outsourcing companies that exist in this country, and we get outsourced by other IT resources outside of this country, which people get very, very unhappy about, and it makes me very, very unhappy also. Happens all the time, right? And it's always going to be this never-ending cycle. And you actually do see and hear sometimes about businesses that outsource their jobs, and then a couple years later they go back to having on-site people who are based here, based local, whatever the case may be, because outsourcing just doesn't work sometimes. A lot of times it doesn't work. It's terrible. So I can't go on board with the outsourcing thing as necessarily a bad thing to stay away from IT. It's not going to ruin this industry in any way. It exists. It's there. It's been there. It's always been there. It's always going to be there. It's not going to ruin the industry. Automation isn't going to ruin our industry anytime soon. At some point, it may deter our industry a little bit. It may. I can't think of the best word for it, but people will still be needed. Real people, real hands-on people will always be needed in IT, no matter what. You will always need a real physical person in IT. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Automation isn't doing a lot right now. It's doing a lot. I mean, it's definitely doing a lot, but it's not doing a lot as far as taking lots and lots of jobs away from people. It's taking jobs, but not like lots and lots of jobs. Hope that makes sense. I am so like dumbfounded by Eamon and Inside Phone because they just keep chatting, and like I don't know if that's like Arabic or like Egyptian or something. I don't know. It's crazy. That's nuts. Pennsylvanian? That's what you guys are speaking? You're speaking Pennsylvanian? That's awesome. I didn't know Pennsylvania had their own language and text. That's really cool. Anyway, the other part of this was, let's see. Yeah, and also with IT, you have to spend your entire life studying. I talk about that all the time. Yeah, you got to study in IT. You're always going to be learning. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Oh, that's where you live. Yeah, I'm not saying that you live outside of the country or anything. You guys are just like talking in a different language. Not that there's anything wrong with that either. I don't care. You guys can talk in whatever language you are, or whatever language you want. I'm just like blown away because it's just like it looks crazy. I don't mean that in a bad way either. It's just crazy. I'm not used to seeing it. That's all. Yeah, you always have to be learning. There's lots of jobs out there where you're always learning new stuff. So that's not a big deal. You should always be challenging yourself anyway. If you are working a job where you aren't learning all the time and you aren't challenging yourself all the time, like I honestly feel bad for you. I do. Like it does not sound fun and intriguing and interesting to me. Like that's me, I guess. But I guess if you're even considering the IT route, then you're probably like-minded and want to be challenged and want to learn and always want to kind of have that ability to learn new technology. So to throw that out, I don't know. To put that in there, just I don't know, whatever. It's just not the career for you, I guess. If any of those things just bother you and steer you away from IT, it's just not the career for you. Do I think someone should quit their factory job to study programming if they have money saved? Oh, bro, that's a hard one. I would never tell anybody to quit their job. First of all, never in a million years would I tell anybody to quit their job. um, to like study something or do something like what you're asking. I should phrase it that way. But programming is fantastic. You can make a lot of money programming. And I think this weekend I'm interviewing. I'm supposed to be interviewing a almost like lifelong friend of mine who lives out in Colorado now, and he is he's a programmer. And he has more details on exactly what he does, where he works. He'll provide all that now. He can give you some insight because he was telling me the other day how crazy it is that you could spend like, $10,000 or less to go to like programming, like some kind of programming schools for like 6 months and get out of these schools and make like $100,000 a year. And this is kind of what he said. Obviously, you still have to be good at what you do to do that, to achieve that. So not everybody can just, spend money and graduate from a programming school and go and make that kind of money. It doesn't happen to everybody. A lot of people need to understand that. But in your case, I wouldn't necessarily quit your job if you can't afford it, even if you have money saved up, because you don't know for sure how long it's going to take you to learn programming, and you don't know how long it's going to take you to find a job that will pay you, what you need to make. Yeah. Python's a good one to start learning. JavaScript, sure. You recently started studying for your CCENT, watched a few videos of yours, and you feel discouraged because you don't have experience to land a job. Your teacher's still in school, but I'm interested in IT. Don't feel discouraged because you don't have experience, first of all. If you can get your CCENT, you are already one step ahead of a lot of other people, quite honestly. If you're a teacher assistant, you already have like another skill and experience behind you just being a teacher's assistant in a school, especially. That's great customer service skills. So attach those customer service skills that you have being a teacher's assistant and get a CCENT, put those two together, and you can get a job. You can land a job with that. Won't be a problem. That's like all you need. It'll be like a help desk job, but I preach it all day long. Preach it to the choir. Like, seriously, just preach. Help desk is seriously the best job, like the best first job to land, and will just set your path. You basically build your path. You can pave the way. So, yeah, don't feel discouraged. You will be okay. Do I deal with my sequel? I just like to screw that one up. I don't. I mean, hang on. MySQLs? No. I mean, I used to deal with it, but that's kind of like old. It's like fading away with the past, man. MySQLs. I really don't deal with it much anymore. Besides, doing some interweb things here and there. So I'm looking at somebody. Somebody was commenting on something, and I haven't heard from this person in a long time. It's so weird. Oh, this is cool. Hang on. I got to reply to this because it's a friend of mine that wants to be a guest on one of my show. Sorry, I need to take off the stupid screen cover. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, SQL. With MySQL, I deal with that only with the interwebs occasionally, not very often. Mafia says, "Yeah, don't feel discouraged. Never feel discouraged. You want to get your CSET and see if you can volunteer to help out with the IT staff if I can at all. That's a great idea. I definitely suggest that. Even just talk to them and say, hey, you are interested in IT, and see if they have any advice for you, see if you can help out with them in any way. Mafia Boy said, Zach gave me enough motivation to study and land my first. Heck yeah! That's awesome. I'm glad I could do that, Mafia Boy. Kevin M says, hey, I don't know a lot about IT, but I want to get into it or IT. Should I go for the degree? Kevin, that's up to you, man. You gotta decide what path you want to take, man. It's just that's a hard question for me to answer, because I don't know what your life consists of. I don't know what your life path is right now. I don't know where you're at in your life. I don't know what you're doing with your life. I can't tell you to go get a degree over a certification. I don't know what's best for you. IT Pro TV is the best too. That's right. IT Pro TV. That's right. I'm gonna plug IT Pro TV again right now. Check this out. Hold up. Use. Shameless plug right here. There you go. No, IT Pro TV is actually really good. Talking with Cherokee earlier on today, was awesome. Very insightful. It's really cool to talk with some of the edutainers from IT Pro TV, like the hosts, outside of what they're doing, when they're actually teaching and hosting their stuff, because it's really cool to know why they're doing what they're doing there, understand how it is that they work there, so she actually had like a really cool story of like how she works, like how she ended up working there and all that stuff, and it's like a big family at IT Pro TV. It's really cool. I could not say better things about those guys and girls over there. I don't mean that because they pay me. They're not paying me to say any of this right now anyway, but Mike Roderick. Yeah, I like Mike too. Mike's cool. And I don't... the Cherokee, she's really good too. I know Adam, they just brought on Adam last year, who he's really good. Then Zach Memos, he's pretty good. Don is still probably my favorite though, just because Don's kind of like nerdy and funny. I don't know, Don just cracks me up. I don't know, it's just great. I just like what they do there. It's not like you're learning, but you're not learning at the same time, if that makes sense, because it's enjoyable. You don't have to. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Not saying you're not learning sounds bad, but it's just very enjoyable. So I really like that. Let's see. I feel like I missed something. Were there courses in virtual? Yeah, the virtual labs are awesome over there. Currently in junior year in college for a bachelor's degree in information technology. So you get A+ cert just to help land a job after college. Usually degree's enough, but if you can get certifications, they always help. What's going on, wifey? How's the baby? What do you have? Did you go there? Why? Why? Like, come pick up his stuff? Is he sleeping? Huh? I'm doing a live chat. You want to be in a live chat? No, you want to be in a live stream? I've had it open, bro. Well, that's because I was airing the place out. Do I have any insight on those Cisco courses? What kind of insight do you want on the Cisco courses? I was doing CCENT courses on IT Pro TV. Let's see. You're looking to buy a lab for CCNA RS, but I don't know which one is the best to buy. So many options. I've been told some labs come with cables that may confuse when studying for it. Yo-yo, I don't know what labs you're looking at to buy, so can't help you. I don't know what to tell you. IT Pro TV has practice labs. Where's the IT kid? IT kid's sleeping. He's sleeping right now. Fast asleep. IT cranky kid. Why is he cranky kid? Was he crying in the car? See, I have no experience in the IT field. However, I'm currently pursuing my BSc in cybersecurity and will be graduating this fall. No, sir, yet. Still studying for it. Any advice on how to build your resume? Yeah, you could build your resume by doing volunteer work or internships. Best way to start building your resume. CCNA routing and switching. Well, what are they telling you to buy? I guess. I don't understand. There's some labs come with cables that may confuse when studying for it. I'm confused by that, I guess. What were the best and worst things about working at the hospital job you left? See you later, Mafia boy. Take it easy. Courtney, what's the best and worst things about working at the hospital job I left? I'd say the best thing about working at the hospital job that I left was meeting my wife. That was the best thing about working my hospital job. That's where I met my wifey. I did not get to sit on Facebook all day. Shut up. Stupid. How is it easy for me? Huh? I was good at my job. She said I was good at my job. Huh? I don't know. The best. I don't know, man. What was the worst thing? Dealing with cranky doc. Being on call. That was the worst thing about the hospital job. That was the absolute worst. Being on call. I hated being on call. I don't ever want to be on call ever again. If I could not be on call, that would be awesome. That would make me happy. Because I don't want to be on call ever again. Somebody said the best thing was to see Chris's face every day. I think that was the worst. I'm gonna have to change my mind. Being on call was not the worst thing about the hospital. Seeing Chris Davis's face every day was definitely the worst, for sure. I'm gonna have to put this in chat and send this over to him. Hang on, I have to send this over to him. Screenshot this and send it to him. Let me edit this in green shot. Oh, hold on. I gotta highlight this stuff here. Where is the highlighter? That's not a highlighter. That's not a highlighter either. Screenshot on the Mac, not do a highlighter? That's annoying. All right, I gotta send that to Chris. All right. Perfect. All right, back to the chat. I had to send that over to Chris. Hasn't outsourcing slowed down? Yeah, I haven't really heard much about outsourcing too much recently. It has its ups and downs, you know, ebb and flow. What do I think of the ITIL Foundation? I don't think much of it, to be honest with you. Do you need a certification to secure an internship job? No, you don't. Some places may require it depending on where you're interning at, but doubt it. You have an interview for a help desk position tomorrow. I hate interviews. You always get a bad case of nerves. My little green-haired mermaid. That is a mouthful. Go through my videos. I have a bunch of videos on interviews, and I'm gonna plug this while I remember. I need to update the cert on this. I keep forgetting. Yeah, my little green-haired mermaid. I don't. Why? Let's see. Just pretend you work there, and the man woman interviewing you, he was your friend. Yeah, that's good advice too. That works. Let's see. Oh, Matthew says watch his videos, and Chris talk about interview preparation. They help you get a job. Oh, look at Chris and I helped somebody get a job with him and I talking about crap. I know. Chris and I are so helpful. They're so nice. It's so lame. Is A+ good? A+ is good. It's decent. It's good. Let's see. Top 3 skills to thrive in IT other than passion. Customer service. That's number 1. That customer service above anything else. Ability to learn would be probably number 2. What won't work? Oh, restart that thing. You got to bring it to me because I got to fix it. You probably need to restart it. I know. Thank you, KS Jazz. Have a good night and enjoy your dinner. Let's see, number 3. What would number 3 be? Top 3. Customer service, ability to learn. I don't know. You put me on the spot. I can't think of what number 3 would be. Teamwork, probably, like team player. Like all those, outside of just having skills to do the actual IT work, I don't even consider those. Those can all be pretty much learned. But customer service, ability to actually learn, continue to learn, and then teamwork. Those are all things that they're hard to do sometimes. What did you do most on a daily basis working at the hospital? Before I left, I did so much MDM that it made my head spin. That's mobile device management. AirWatch. AirWatch all day, every day. AirWatch. Let's see. Oh my God, Zayzen, is this like 28 million questions? Yeah, AirWatch. Lots and lots of AirWatch. It's like all I did, like all day, every day. iPads, iPhones, Androids, AirWatch, MDM, all day. All right, so big IT trends for the next 5 years. Oh, man. Picking my brain. Man, it's not a good time to pick my brain. Sorry. I wouldn't say that cloud is going to be a trend. I mean, it'll be trending still in the next 5 years, probably. It'll still continue up that trending path. Security will still be trending up that path also. More automation. Man, I don't know. I do, and he's crying right now too. He just started crying. You just said that he started crying. Thanks a lot. Hold on. Wow. Come on. Did you poop, bro? Did you poop? You did this to me earlier when I was trying to live stream. No. If you're to choose one aspect of IT, what will it be and why? Security, because I enjoy that part of IT. And I actually enjoy policies, procedures, the do's, don'ts, whys. I like to tell people no. But I also like to understand, why things should be secure. That type of stuff is very intriguing to me. That's stuff that I'd like to learn more about. That stuff that's like really, really interesting to me, especially like just in a business standpoint. Like that stuff that I like to look into. It'd be more of like an analysis standpoint. Yeah. Uh-huh. You agree, right? Where should you start to become an IT? Research. Decide what you want to do. Decide which part of IT you want to work in. You can't have that. Are you helping? I can't wait for you to talk so you can talk in live streams. That'd be amazing. Right? You be talker. You need to tell IT Pro TV that we need to get you a onesie, bro. No, you can't have my phone. Oh, thank you, James. I appreciate that, sir. I know it's for the baby. I'll get him like a lollipop or something. I guess he can't have a lollipop though. What can we get the baby, Linda? A teething? Yeah, teething. Can't get the baby a cell phone? I know he loves cell phones. He don't need a cell phone. He's 7 months old. He can't even talk yet. He's like staring himself down in the computer screen right now. He does love technology. It's my baby for sure. Even mom agrees he loves technology. Yeah, you are your daddy's child for sure. Daddy's going to teach you how to program. We're going to learn together. I'm going to teach you the Python and the Javas. Oh, you're going to be my little nerd baby. You're going to be like... He will be a hacker. He could be an ethical hacker. I'd be all right with that. But you steal anybody's money, I'll beat your ass, boy. That's right. Oh, goodness. What? What? What's up? Found a paper towel. You can't eat paper towels. Come on, we've been over this. You're gonna rip it up into a million pieces now? All right. So anyway, this live stream, yeah, we talked about why is there such a high turnover rate in IT and outsourcing IT jobs. Kind of what I thought about that stuff. So I think we covered that in the beginning of this. Then we did some AMAs, and now nobody's talking. So you guys all out of questions or what? Zazen, I'm looking at you. You were like million question man over there. You woke up my baby. Summarize. Hey, what's the problem, bro? All right. Summary of the chat. Why is there such a high turnover rate in IT? Not necessarily a bad thing. There's always going to be a turnover rate in IT because people switch jobs fairly often. Most people in an IT job don't really stay in the same job longer than like 2 or 4 years. That's always going to be the case, pretty much. You see that as a trend pretty much all the time. If you're somebody who stays in a job for a couple months, that's a bad turnover rate, and not a lot of people like that, especially employers. But most employers will look at somebody, if you've been in a job for 2 to 4 years, they're not going to say anything to you at all. really about anything as far as, why were you there for only 2 years? Really, what you're doing in a 2 to 4 year span is, if you aren't advancing your career to when you're turning over, when you're moving jobs, you shouldn't be moving jobs unless you're completely miserable. But the whole point of switching jobs is to advance your career. That's why there's a high turnover rate, because so many people in IT advance their careers. They move on to something bigger and better. It happens all the time. You started out as help desk. Maybe there's not a technician role available at your current job, so you apply for a technician role at another company. So now you're a technician, and you want to go to sysadmin after a year or two, and well, there's not a sysadmin role at this job that you're working at now, so you apply for a sysadmin job at another company. So there's this cycle that happens, constantly. And then, let's say for like 4 years you're a sysadmin. You're like, I don't want to be a sysadmin anymore. I want to be a network admin, So then you start down this other cycle, like that type of stuff happens all the time. So that's just kind of the way that it is with a turnover. Turnover isn't necessarily a bad thing. I would never look at that as a bad thing in this industry. As far as outsourcing, there's always going to be outsourcing. There's outsourcing in a lot of jobs outside of IT. There's a lot of outsourcing in jobs that are IT related. There's a lot of outsourcing in this country. We outsource a lot of our IT jobs to other countries also, but a lot of those jobs come back to us. It's always going to exist. There are lots of companies out there that provide jobs for people, and they're outsourcing companies. Like, that's what they do. There's U.S.-based companies that they are outsourcing companies. They're IT professionals, but they're essentially an outsourcing company. They provide staff for other businesses that want to just outsource their IT, and that happens. So, is that a bad thing, or is that a good thing? Because you're still providing jobs for people. Yeah, thanks for smiling at me. They're still providing jobs for people in the U.S., but you're also, putting somebody else out of work because you're outsourcing another job in the U.S. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because that stuff happens all the time. Just happened in a school district local to us. Actually, 2 school districts local to us, just within the last 3 years. Both of these school districts outsource their IT staff to a company, and it's a fairly... I don't know where your binky went. So this company is a fairly large company that they just do outsourcing. So yeah, these school districts don't have their own IT staff, like their own employers. They pay a company to bring in IT staff. They pay this company, and they have people there whenever they want. So outsourcing happens. It can be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Sometimes outsourcing can be a bad thing, where it might be okay for a few months. It might be okay for a couple of years, and then it just leads back to them hiring real on-site staff that aren't outsourced in any way, because they want real dedicated people there all the time. So there's that. There's kind of my summary. Partner with... Now I'm checking back on the comments. How bad will AI be for the future of IT? I don't think it will be terrible. Babies are weird but adorable, yes. Fine IT codes. Yeah, James has always great advice from James. Thank you, James. Desktop support is boring, bro. Spend the whole day without a ticket just sitting and watching videos. Well, if you're not learning, you should probably just be on YouTube learning then. But the cool thing about what you're doing, though, you're in a desktop support role. At least you are getting experience. So you have resume experience. Whether you're actually getting experience or not, you at least have something to put on your resume. So there's that. You know, use that towards your advantage. More IT professionals learn new skills. They look for jobs where they can use those new skills to get more experience. The more experience you get, the better down the line you can consult. For sure. Americans don't want to deal with thick accent when getting tech support, so outsourcing can backfire on companies that do it. Thick accent, know his stuff, though. What? Thick accent, know his stuff, though. What? Who's got a thick accent and knows his stuff, though? Outsource people? What's going on, Brandon West? Virtual experience, yeah. Any experience helps. What you whining about, bro? What you whining about? What? What are you doing? What's going on? What's the hippity haps? What's the hippity haps? Hi. How'd the interview? That's really funny because the interview started out absolutely freaking terrible because my computer wasn't recording the sound. Well, the computer wasn't recording her audio. It was recording my audio just fine, but it wouldn't record her audio. So she had to call in her IT guy. They ended up recording her audio and video just to make things simplified. It was a whole cluster for like the first half an hour. It sucked. But we got it. We got it situated. Not a big deal. It's all recorded, good to go. Just have to wait for the file to get here, and then I'll edit it, and then we'll start getting it up. I'll probably piece it out, individual videos, because it was about 45 minutes once we got things rolling, or 37 minutes. I think they said 37 minutes of recordable video. Yeah, James has another way to look at AI and IT. Yeah, and I found out the problem. The problem was on my end, which, go figure. Problem was on my end. Bro, Courtney, do you hear him? Let's do this. Where's a screen capture on this stupid thing? Display capture. Do that. Oh my goodness. Things are about to get intense right now. Look at that. That's crazy. So, darn it. It turns out that I did not have a plugin for ScreenFlow installed, which was this right here to record computer audio. If I would have had this right here installed, yeah, we would have been all good. I would have been able to record all that audio. It would have been fine and dandy, but no. I'm an idiot. I ruined it. I didn't really ruin it. We got it situated, but still. It was aggravating. It was like my entire day. What's going on, Raymond? I would get both certs. Puff on that beats. But get whichever cert you can afford first. Whichever one you can get first, get that one. But I would definitely try to get both, honestly. People love certs. But anyway, let me check the status of this here real quick. 56 minutes. So yeah, we're out of time. That is our allocated live stream time for this evening. I appreciate you guys all joining and asking questions, being part of this. Pretty sure my baby's about to crap his pants, so it'll be a perfect time to end this live stream so I can go change his butt. It'd be great, wonderful. If you have kids, this is what you have to look forward to, changing diapers all the time. Here's one question that I want to answer, though. Zach, as a tech guy, what are your thoughts on Tesla? I love Tesla. I wish I could afford a Tesla. I would buy a Tesla in a heartbeat. Right, Linda? She's not listening. She says correct. I freaking love Teslas. Freaking love Tesla. All day, every single day. Love Tesla. But yes, anyway, I'm going to do a live stream again tomorrow. I'm not sure what time it'll be because I have a meeting tomorrow morning at 9 Central Time. So we'll do something in the morning, just not sure what time yet. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll try to do another evening one if we can. I just don't know how we're going to plan all the evening ones out yet, if at all. So, anyway, thank you guys for joining. If you guys have suggestions for live streams, things you guys want to talk about, things you want to hear about, things you want to see, today the original plan for the live stream was talk about command prompt packaging things, doing like silent installs for like executables and things like that, like batch files. But my Windows 10 computer took a crap on me, so that obviously did not happen. So, with that being said, if you guys have any suggestions, shoot me an email, questions at itcareerquestions.com, or pcsimplest@gmail.com. Hit me up on Facebook, send me a message on the YouTubes, leave a comment on a video. I see all of these things. I may not respond back to you right away, but I see all of the things. Anytime you guys leave me a comment or message me anywhere on any of the social medias, hit me up on the Twitter, at PCSimplest. Definitely do the Twitter thing because I'm trying to build up that Twitter stuff, that Twitter stuff. Yeah, ask questions for sure. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you again for joining, and have a great night and take care. Please, Taz, I'm sorry I missed you. Anyway, take care, guys and gals.